to think about what we're gonna talk about today, but a weird topic. I just gotta think. I have kind of an idea of what I want to talk about, but not like the full thing yet. Should have gotten better. I'm not gonna spot me. Maybe like the 90s. That's pretty good. I can probably do the 95s and actually like rub them out because those were like purposely slowed. But I'll take that into account for next time. Okay. Let's do some skull crushers now. Okay, so today's topic is going to be there is never a perfect time. We'll talk about getting over this idea of like wanting a time period where you think that it's going to be comfortable for you to do change and you know the problems that arise with that kind of thinking and stuff like that and how to get over it. So yeah, that'll be later. Stupid headphones falling into my. That's annoying. I probably should just do them without my headphones, but I don't wanna. My camera died, so that's wonderful. But anyways, we'll do our bicep exercises now. You know, a little bit heavier weight. Nah. Yeah. It's like 6 clean ones, and then the last 2 were just bad. I feel like this is going to be a good topic for you guys. Like, a lot of people struggle with this idea that, like, the circumstances need to be right, or, you know, the timing has to be right, or that they have to do everything perfectly in order to get to where they want to go. And it holds you back. It really does. So, we have one more set. We'll go do some lat raises and we'll start talking about our topic.
Attention members, the club will be closing in 10 minutes.
Alrighty. Let's go do some lat raises. Alright. So I think where we can start is purely just... Oh wait, let me see if this is actually the right spot. Let's go here, and let's do... Okay. Where we can start is like this idea of needing it to be perfect timing. I think it's very easy to get caught up in this idea that losing weight and, you know, changing is this huge process. And I think because it's such a big process that people think, okay, it needs to happen in a specific way, right? It needs to happen during a specific time when I can focus only on that and nothing can get in my way, right? Nothing can impede my progress. Um, and I think we can all agree that waiting for the perfect time is an unrealistic expectation. You're essentially asking for the perfect circumstances to change a large part of your lifestyle. And whether you like it or not, change is going to be something that is uncomfortable, right? Something that is inherently ingrained in like losing weight and trying to be better is, being uncomfortable, being in a spot where you may not feel the best, right? You may not feel like you're not necessarily happy, but you may not feel, the most at ease in your circumstances. And so we have to kind of forego this idea of, okay, it needs to happen in this perfect timing and this timeline that I understand, and take up this idea of, okay, progress is going to happen when I want it to happen, right? Losing weight and changing and all these things that come with, being more disciplined, all that will happen when I choose to make that some form of priority in my life, regardless of the circumstances that I'm in. Because the people that want to change are, we've talked about this before, the people that want to change are the people that are going to change regardless of whether or not they have the correct circumstances. So I want you guys to kind of understand this perspective. The perfect time for you to change is never going to come. Or actually, no. The perfect time for you to change is whenever you want. Whenever you decide that it's time. Because if you don't think you have the capacity to do what you're trying to do, then in the simplest terms, you're not going to do it. Because you've already made up your mind, right, before you even started the process, that you're just not going to attempt to actually, try and do the thing you're trying to do. You're not going to put the effort you should be putting into it. And so, as a result, you're just going to get, the result you expect, which is failure. So change, the perfect time for change is when you ultimately decide, okay, I've had enough of, here, let me restart. The perfect time to change is when you ultimately decide that you're tired of the conditions that you're in. I tell this to people all the time. When I decided to lose weight, it didn't happen, slowly but surely. When I decided I wanted to lose weight, it was almost like a switch flipped in my head. And immediately I understood, okay, I cannot make compromises on this goal that I have, because compromising this goal or compromising my discipline means compromising this goal. And this is what I want. This is 100% with certainty what I want to achieve. And I guarantee the same thing applies to everyone else. Yes, a lot of people are going to have different things to overcome. If you're someone that's lacked discipline for longer periods of time, you're going to have trouble with dealing with, food, with all these things that, you've allowed to become habits. But regardless, the circumstances are the same. Once you decide you're tired of compromising on your discipline, compromising on your goals, compromising on your dreams, then once you've decided that you've had enough, you will innately want to push yourself towards your goal. You will stop compromising. You will not let anything fall in the way of you going and getting what you want. Because at the end of the day, we're never going to have perfect circumstances, right? You're always going to have something else going on in your life. Especially if you're an adult, you're always going to have something going on in your life that's going to add stress to your life, right? Responsibilities, things that you have to deal with. So we can't give ourselves this excuse of, oh, it's not the perfect time. I have this on my plate. Nobody cares. I'm sorry. I understand that everyone has responsibilities and everyone has stress, but at the end of the day, the world doesn't really care whether or not you have those problems. What matters is if you have the discipline and the drive to actually pursue those things. And a lot of you do. A lot of you do. You just need someone behind you telling you that you can do it, getting rid of that doubt in your head. But there's never going to be this perfect time for you to actually start pursuing those things. Because if you were to wait for that perfect timing, you would never do it. Right? Just inherently, there is no perfect time for you to start. There is no perfect time for you to be uncomfortable, right? Because being uncomfortable in and of itself is a hard thing to do. So get rid of this idea that you need to wait. Start now. Start now so that you can, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, you can say that you're glad that you did. Because the longer you wait, I'm telling you, I told you guys this before, the longer you wait to start on your goals, the less of your potential you are going to see. Think about it like trading stock, right? If you were to, if it's like if you were to hold on to stock it's like if you had a stock that was worth, you knew was going to blow up, you knew it was going to be worth so much money, and you bought it really, really early. You wouldn't wait until, 40, 50, 60 years down the road and like say, oh, well, there was never a perfect time for me to sell. So I guess, at least I tried. No, you sell when you have the opportunity. All of you have this innate opportunity to make the most out of your potential. But a lot of you are going to let go of that because you decided, oh, I'm going to wait till the perfect time for me to start pursuing this. No, start now. So that even if you don't have the big, the best plan, or you don't have, it all formulated in your head, you can at least say that you're starting on the correct path and you're walking down the correct path. And have the confidence that when you do pursue what you're trying, when you do pursue what you're trying to do, like with 100% certainty, that you will eventually get to where you need to go. It just takes time, but you have to use your time wisely, right? You can't just sit around for 5 years and say, oh, I'm just waiting for the perfect opportunity to start my project. No, that's not how that works. That's why I tell you guys, that's why I'm giving you guys this beginner stuff, because I want you guys to take this and start now. Start implementing the things that the things that I'm telling you that I'm missing out on. I want you guys to start implementing them now so that you guys can be ahead of me, right? If you implement the things that I'm telling you now, 2, 3, 4 years from now, you will be ahead of me because you will have started earlier than I have. I've had to go through all of my, my failures and my struggles and learn from my experiences. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do 2, 3 years of experimentation. I'm telling you what needs to happen. All you need to do is implement it into your program and do the things innately you need to do. Be more disciplined, be more driven. Make sure that you're not putting yourself down. Make sure that you're doing the little things, the things that you should be doing, but you choose not to do them. All of those things are things you can implement now. Don't wait for the perfect time to start your project and then 5, 6 years down the road go, oh, well, I couldn't start because I have this excuse and this excuse and this excuse. No, it's ridiculous. That's a stupid way of living your life. I want you guys to be better than me. And what that requires is that you start early. Start before everyone else. Okay, let's start that. Okay. One more off camera. Yeah. Okay. And I hope that, like, the fact that I'm just the average, like, an average Joe kind of adds on to what I'm saying. Like, you guys tell me that I'm doing well and stuff like that. But it's like, in the broad spectrum of things, like, I'm not that impressive. It's like, I'm not saying it to, like, put myself down, but, like, I know that there are people out there that are much stronger than I am, or much better at discipline and much better at all these other things. And so I want you guys to don't take it as me saying, oh, woe is me, all this crap, but take it as like a warning from me, someone who is just like you, that you need to start early. You need to start doing the things you know you need to do. If you want to be anyone, if you want to get anywhere, you need to start early. Time is not, and I'm not saying this to make you anxious, but time is not on your side. It'll go like that. If you let it pass you by, it will. So you need to make use of the time that you have. And that's not to say that you need to be overly, anxious or extreme in your methods, but there does need to be some urgency and some not just urgency, but what's it called? What do I always say? Some intention behind the actions that you take and behind the practices that you choose to use in order to improve. It can't just be what you see online. And granted, I know that's kind of ironic coming from someone who's talking online, but you know what I mean. Like, it has to be something that you go out and you try and do yourself, right? It can't just be something that you take from someone else. It has to be a method that works for you, because everyone's individual. Like, everyone has their own weaknesses and strengths. You just have to find out what those are for you. You can probably go back to our normal weight today, just because my triceps don't really feel like they're sore. Wait, I don't need both of these, I just need one. Okay. Something in my mouth from between my teeth is bothering me. Okay. Okay. One more off camera. Ow. Okay. All right, last time we tried that and it did not go well. Give me 2 seconds. There you go. Wait, that's too high. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. One more off camera. You guys don't need to see it. It's not a big deal. Oh wait, can you guys even see? There we go. That should be fine. Okay. Oh wait, this one stays. One more off camera. I'm gonna go check things out. Alrighty. So we're looking today. If you did enjoy the content, or if it was helpful in any way, please drop a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.